Alright, Hood Tour Season 3, Episode 29. No, Episode 30, sorry. It's gonna be Episode 30, so it's gonna be, I know I said 29, but it's actually 30, so it's gonna get titled as 30. So, wax the bite. So that's a plus, which I may put another coat on at some point, maybe next year. So it's that now at least got something on it. Got that done yesterday, and then I go down in Barry's and put a fucking stick through the goddamn tire. So, because I had pumped the tires out, because I've always had fear of bending rims. I've always had that fear, because I've done it in the past. And I've done it in the past on BMX bikes where I've destroyed, not like literally destroyed rims, but I bent them not knowing that, well, enough that you can feel it. Feel the wobble when you put air in the tires. Because the GT was the first one, and the spoke nipples were like, the spokes or the nipples, one of the two were either seized, so I think some of them couldn't move. And then some would just spin and do nothing. So those wheels were junk. So then I ended up putting a set of Schwinn wheels on, bent the fuck out of those. And then the mongoose that Keegan was riding at Grandma's, because I had the GT at Grandma's, or I was riding the GT at Grandma's because I had the Haro at home, the back trail. Going out to Dan's. And then I put, trying to think here, hang on. Yeah, true. Oh, that camper's fucked. And then, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, so then I put the wheels and tires that were on Keegan's Mongoose that he was riding. On the GT, and then we sold the Mongoose. Yeah, so we took the Mongoose wheels and tires, put them on the GT, put the Schwinn ones on the Mongoose, and then sold it. So now it sits where it is. So then with the Haro, I rode this dumbass isn't watching, trying to beat traffic, which I get, but now she can go. You know, with the Haro, I rode the rear wheel mainly. It was bent, some loose spokes, and fuck, 7 ways to Sunday. You know, so then I basically had to limp the wheel along for about, say, 4 or 5 months maybe, if I had to get, no, for about 4 months. Most of the summer, if not almost all of it. You know, just about all of it. You know, until because we're in Site 4. That was the first time we had Site 4. I had the Haro at Bay Shore. And Nana and Papa came up and I said, hey, and I asked Papa, I said, hey, you know, when we get back home, if I take the rear wheel off the Haro, got some like really loose spokes and it's bent in my rear wheel, so I had them check the front one too. He's like, yeah, you know, I asked him if he could straighten it, you know, and make sure it's all good. He's like, yeah, because then it started squeaking and squealing on the inside of the hub. Bearings were starting to get dry and wore out, like really worn out. So he fixed that too. Then it did it again. He said the fucking hub is shot, so now you need a new wheel. So I said, well, wouldn't it be cheaper if I found a hub? And have the wheel rebuilt. He's like, no. I'd just be, no, because it's gonna be more, because you're gonna have to put new spokes and new nipples on. You know, obviously pay for the hub. You're gonna need new spokes, new nipples. And you're gonna have to pay to redo that wheel, to rebuild that wheel. I was like, okay. And you said it's in the long run, yeah. Just to reuse the hoop, the part of the wheel that the tire mounts to. You know, it ain't really worth it, but some people do it because they know how to do it. So it'd probably be cheaper on them to do it. So he said, just get a new wheel. I said, okay. So it's cheaper to get a new wheel, but save my ass money in the long run. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna get a vlog done.